Hey guys, Christy here. A little under the weather. I got a little sick. Paul's been sick. But I didn't want to miss and go live today because yesterday I was doing a Getting Started Right call with a new coach on our team, Lonnie, who I'm so excited about. He's rocking his fitness goals. He has like an incredible why, but this call was so great and I did some things differently. So I know a lot of you leaders will ask like how I do Getting Started Right calls. So I wanted to go live and share that today, but I also wanted to share what I covered with Lonnie because I think it's so important for you guys to be able to go and rock your business, help more people, and transform other people's lives and create the freedom that you want for your family. So the first thing that I do when I'm doing a Getting Started Right call is I go through the 30-day coach action plan. You're going to see me look to the side. I have it up on my screen so that I don't forget anything. So when I was on the phone with Lonnie, the first thing that we went through was his why he became a Team Beachbody coach. And that's really important that you understand why you're a coach. So that's the first thing I do in my Getting Started Right calls is to go through their why. The next thing we go through is the first 30-day goals on my Getting Started Right call. And so Lonnie's goals were to help 8 people join a challenge group and achieve Success Club. And he wanted to earn at least $500 in total commissions. I always go through, and what I did on the call with Lonnie is I wanted to make sure that the amount of people he wanted to help matched his commissions. Because sometimes people will say, oh, I want to earn $500, and then say that they want to help 2 people. They would have to sell a lot of products to those 2 people to earn $250 per person. So I need to let them know at that point, they need to help more people that month to hit their $500 goal. With him, 8 people, $500 is very doable. So I explained that to him. $160 challenge pack is $50 in income. $180 challenge pack is $60 in income. $200 challenge pack is $70 in income. So with that, he knew how many people he needed to help to get that. And I also explained to him, if you sign up 5 brand new coaches on challenge packs in 5 consecutive weeks, it could be 2 coaches on week 1, and on our 5th pay period week, you sign up 3 coaches. 5 coaches in 5 consecutive weeks, you get a $100 bonus on top of that. So that's the stuff that I went through with him. And so he knows right away that like how to get to that $500. He had completed his Coach Basics, which is the next thing on the first 30-day goals. And then he was sticking to his fitness program and drinking Shakeology every day. The next step is the action steps on your 30-day coach action plan. So if you're just joining me, I'm going through what I go through on a Getting Started Right call, but also the stuff that I go through. It's like a crash course to coaching. And a lot of you still 6 months, a year in, 2 years in, don't know this material. So I challenge you to watch this video till the end because they're going to be takeaways that are going to help you transform your business, your life. It's going to help you help other people with their businesses, their fitness, their life. So definitely make sure to watch through to the end. So action steps, post on social media, and in the column, and I put the link for the 30-day action plan and the link for the business activity tracker in the top of this video, so you can click on and follow along with me and see what I'm going through. So on social media, he has been posting and sharing his story, and his goal was to do that 15 times per week, which that's a great goal. 15 times a week, that's at least 2 times a day. So I was totally great with that. He had a great start for that. Start a new conversation. He had 5 people a week. Find out about someone's goal and invite to a challenge group. He had 5 people a week. Follow up with, he had 5 people a week. Work out and drink Shakeology, he had 7 times per week. Personal development, 7 times per week, and recognizing new challengers. Now, 5 people, starting 5 new conversations, inviting 5 people, and following up with 5 people per week is only 20 people a month. He wants to help 8 people. 8 out of 20 would have to say yes to him. And I'm sure you all know by now that I invite 20 people. I have 0 people say yes. And so I shared that with him. And he's like, oh, okay. And so I suggested wanting to help 8 people that he needed to invite about 10 people a day or 70 people a week. And so that's what we discussed to be able to hit that $500 goal. And then we went through the time, how many hours a day he's going to dedicate to his business, any potential obstacles that he'll face, and how he'll overcome them. So the potential obstacles that he was facing, which a lot of us face, is being tied to the outcome, right? Being tied to whether people are saying yes or no. And so I suggested to him at that point, personal development for that. One of them, Go for No, is the best, because most of you think that someone's going to tell you yes on the first time. And while I was that person that did say yes on the first time, most people are going to say no 5 to 12 times before they say yes. So it's something like 70% plus people say yes after saying no 5 or more times. But most people only ask someone one time. So I explained that to him, and I suggested Go for No. We also talked about Get Over Your Damn Self and Go Pro. Those are going to help him to change his mindset towards hearing those no's, to be able to disconnect from the expectation of whether someone says yes or no. Because the Go for No really helps explain to you why it is people are saying no, and it's nothing personal. So as you understand that, it's easier to go out and ask people. I have no problem when people tell me no. I have no problem when people say yes and don't follow through with what they told me they want to do, because I know that I can go connect and invite more people. That I can control, and I can find people that are ready to get started right now. And sometimes in those invites, I'll scroll up and it's like, I've invited this person 5 times, and then finally that's the time that they follow through. I'm going to be here today. I'm going to be here in 5 years. So I know that whenever they're ready to make that commitment, I'll still be here. So we talked about that and his potential obstacles. And then we, in the housekeeping items, the challenge group, what challenge groups he's inviting to, and we talked about the info group for Lift 4 and being able to add customers and potential customers, potential coaches into that group, adding any of his coaches that get started with him into the Ignite Your Life group. And then the Lift 4 group will start July 16th. I'm also posting in there from now until July 16th, the hybrid program. So I'm still going to be posting in the info group that I'm doing the workouts, and I would love for you all to check into that info group as well, because that way people can have a little bit of FOMO, FOMO, fear of missing out, and they can continue to see the excitement and the enthusiasm over this program and the results that are coming. So that'll get more people excited. And then I will churn that in July 16th to a complete test group. So the info group will change to a test group, and I'm not going to be removing people, because we'll all be checking in, and those people that didn't get started, I want them to continue to see the excitement and the results, and I want you all to continue to post in there. So I shared that with him so he knew what he was inviting to. Next up, we went to the business activity tracker, and this was my favorite. And the reason why this is my favorite is this is your to-do list. And so I share with him right away, like, if this tracker doesn't work for you, that's okay. Write it out as a list, right? Create a different tracker, but it's important to do these activities on the tracker. There are some things I don't like about this tracker. It's a new one compared to the one that I got started with and the one that I used. And so I'll share with you some of those things as I'm going through it and why it's different. So as I was going through my Getting Started Right call with him, and going through the business activity tracker, I'm going to go through it just like I went through it with him, so that you guys can understand, one, how I do my Getting Started Right call, but also a lot of topics maybe that you're not covering with your coaches or that you don't know yet, that are going to help you in your business, and it's going to help your teams as well. So of course, building me, be the proof the products work. And again, the business activity tracker is at the top of this video. You can click the link. Be the proof the products work. That's self-explanatory. Your workouts, your Shakeology, 20 minutes of personal development. I always want to know what my coaches are doing for personal development, because that's where people tend to want to skip and think that they don't need it. So something that I share in my Getting Started Right calls is, when I was a brand new coach, in order to really keep my dreams and my why at the forefront of my mind and not let life take over and my dreams go to the back burner, which is so easy to do, I listened to a national wake-up call every single day on my way to work, every single day in the car. I didn't listen to the radio. I didn't listen to music. I listened to a national wake-up call, because I was hearing stories that I could then share. Stories tell Facts tell, stories sell. So stories I could share with people that I was talking with that week. So I got to know more stories. So yes, I have my own story as a coach, but if I'm talking with someone and my story doesn't connect with them, I can share someone else's story. And I have so many stories in my head now because I've listened to so many national wake-up calls, but I've also helped so many clients and coaches over the years now that I can tell their stories. But in the beginning, I didn't have those stories to share. So I listened to the national wake-up call. I could use those stories to share with people throughout the week when I was connecting with them. And then I also was always getting little tips, like one thing that would like fire me up to implement in my business each week. And sometimes you're going to listen to a national wake-up call and it might not be something you want to implement. But I always want to make sure that my coaches are doing personal development. So we talk about that. And then when you move on to building my business, so the thing that I go through, and if you guys are just joining, I'm going through my Getting Started Right calls with my coaches, what I go through, what I cover, and it really is like a crash course for your business. And I know a lot of you are 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years into your business, and these are some things that one, your brand new coaches aren't getting, but two, you don't even know yet. So I really challenge you to watch this video all the way to the end because this is information that you definitely need and you should be doing on a daily basis. And if you're not, you're really holding yourself back from getting closer to your goals. You're always either expanding or shrinking. I always want to be expanding towards my goals, not shrinking from my goals. So these are things that you should be doing on a daily basis. So next up, building my business, add 3 new people to my social media networks every day. The one thing I don't like about this tracker is that it just has the 3 per day. When I look at the tracker, I like to look at my goals for the week. So when I was a brand new coach, I knew that from Go for No, I knew most people were going to tell me no. Most people were going to tell me no, and it's going to take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times before they said yes. And because of that, I knew that I needed to grow my network fast. I only had 200 friends on Facebook. I didn't have a lot of people to share my message with. So in order to grow my social media networks fast, my goal was to add 20 to 30 new people every day to my social media. And I'm going to go through and share with you what I share with my coaches on my Getting Started Right call so you guys know how I grow my network. And I'm going to do that through each of these topics on the Business Activity Tracker as well. So even though they said add 3 to 5 new people on social media each day on the tracker, I looked at it as 20 to 30 people each day. I'm going to add 100 to 150 people per week. And the reason why I like to look at my goals per week, some of you that might be too overwhelming. If so, just look at it each day. You're going to add 10 people to your network today. You're going to add 20 people to your network. You're going to add 30 people to your network, whatever that is for you on your daily action items. For me, it was 20 to 30. But I looked at it for the week. 20 to 30 people per week is about 140 people a week plus. So 140 to 210. So if I'm adding 150 people a week, it was easier for me to go in on 3 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and add 50 people on Monday, 50 people on Tuesday, 50 people on Wednesday, instead of doing it every single day. And the reason why that just worked better for me was because there were certain days that I was so busy with work and so busy with extracurricular stuff that I didn't have as much time to put into my business. And so I was more like just responding to messages and following up with people. And so this gave me more time to respond to messages and follow up with people and get like bulk growing my network done. So how I grew my network, he's like, are you going to tell me how? I'm like, yes, of course. So how I grew my network. And this is going to get easier. Like when you're starting as a coach, and sorry, I'm a little sick. But when you're starting as a coach, you're like, how do I grow my network? So what I did to grow my network, and hi, Courtney. So if you're just joining me, I'm going through my whole Getting Started Right process. So how I grew my network and what I share with my new coaches is I grabbed my yearbook, my freshman yearbook and my senior yearbook, and I had really small classes, but I looked at freshman, sophomore, junior, senior years, and I went through and I added those people on social media. And then I went to my senior yearbook and looked at sophomore, junior, sophomore, freshman, all the the lowerclassmen, and I went through and I added them all on social media. I also went to my best friend's Facebook. Everyone loves her. She's super popular. So I went to her Facebook, and anyone, we had probably like 20 or more mutual friends, 10 or more mutual friends. Just kind of depends. If I thought I kind of knew the person, I would add them to social media. So what I would do is I add 50 people to social media, and then the next day, I would go into my recently added section on Facebook. So if you click on friends, when you're on your computer on Facebook and you click friends, there's a recently added tab. So the next day I would go into the recently added, and I had so many new people to connect with that I didn't have time to notice if they didn't accept my friend request, because I needed to add more people and I needed to connect with the ones that I just added. So that's something on your tracker. Start 3 new conversations. Again, I wanted to grow fast. And so I was like, 3 new conversations a day really isn't enough for me. So I'm going to go with like 15 to 20 new conversations a day to follow up with those people that I've added. Now, again, if that doesn't work for you, start with 3. I would rather you start with one thing, like 1 new person a day, and connecting with 1 new person and inviting 1 new person until you get those habits down. But if you have big goals, that's not enough. That's just to get the habits down so that you're creating, so that you're getting the solid, consistent habits down for your business. For me, again, I wanted to grow fast, so I knew that 3 conversations a day weren't going to be enough. So I went with more conversations, 20 to 30 conversations a day. Again, you can look at, if your goal is 10 conversations a day, you can look at it per day. So you could do 70 for the week or 10 per day, or you can look at it for the week, 70, and do 35 on one day, 35 on the other. Now, the one thing that was really important with these vital behaviors, with these activities, is that if I was going out of town and I knew that I was, like Courtney was out of town recently, I was out of town recently, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to put as much time into my business Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's why I looked at my goals for the week, because that meant I'm going to get my goals done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before I leave town. So if you like to look at it per day and not by the week, say 10 per day, you're inviting 10 people per day, and that's 70 per week, but you miss a day of inviting, you double up the next day. Like, you don't miss those action items if you want to get closer to your goals, if you want to get closer to your dreams. Like, those things need to happen. They're musts. So start 3 conversations with new contacts. What I would do is I would go through the recently added list, and I would send you messages like, thanks so much for connecting with me. I love connecting. We went to college, or we went to high school, we went to college together, we played soccer together, whatever it is, and connect with them. If you don't feel comfortable sending a message because you're like, I kind of remember this person, but I don't really remember this person, just go to their Facebook page and comment on 3 or 4 or 5 things and or comment on 2 things and like 3 or 4 or 5 things. When you comment on someone's Facebook and you like on someone's Facebook multiple times in a row, we call it love bombing. You show up in their notifications. If someone love bombs me, very few of you do, but if someone love bombs me, I immediately go to your page. I'm like, what are they doing? Let me give them some love back. Let me see what's going on. Let me reciprocate. Let me read their life. And so I do that to people. So that's another way to connect with new contacts on your list. 3, posts to social media. When you're posting to social media, you want to be sharing your story. You don't need to sell something. That was something that was kind of hard for me at the beginning. I didn't want to be a salesperson, but then I just kept trying to sell stuff and sound icky. Share your story. Share, what day of your workout program you're on, how you feel about it, how's it going, why you're excited. Yesterday I did a live video with my mom, and if you watched it, it was day 1 of our VIP release, Summer Shred Group, and which is Lift 4, but I don't use Beachbody terminology. I use terminology that people can understand. And so it's common language instead of Beachbody language. But in that, I was like, hey, we are rebels, and we started with day 3 instead of day 1 because shoulders. Because that's true. That's what I did. I didn't follow the plan. I didn't start day 1 on day 1. That's the point of Lift 4. You have 4 workouts. You can rearrange them however you want. I always start the beginning of my week with shoulders. I'm going to do shoulders first. And so I shared that. And then I shared I had dirty hair, whatever. I just shared the real raw, what is going on. and the thoughts that are going through my head. So 3 posts to social media. I try to have 1 post each day to be some type of invite. You can always go to my page, scroll through my page, copy, edit, use something on your page if you're not sure of ideas. Scroll Ignite Your Life every day, because there are so many ideas that are posted from incredible leaders in that group. So there's a little bit more on your post to social media. Going back to adding people to my social media networks, I want to talk really quickly about Instagram. And I shared this with Lonnie on our call, is that on Instagram, there are options for you to pay to have people follow and unfollow people. So there are options like that. However, as a new coach, I don't recommend you paying for that kind of stuff until you're earning an income to invest that money. So what you want to do is you want to go on, there's a couple different ways. You can search hashtags. Don't search common hashtags. Think outside the box. Like for me, I love cake, so I'm going to go find hashtags like based on certain like bakeries and towns that I know I connect with, like San Luis Obispo. I can go and find bakeries there because I used to live there. And so right away, I'm going to connect with those people because they like cake and they're from San Luis Obispo. Or I did a competition in Denver, and Denver is known for Voodoo Donuts. I love donuts, and I definitely went to Voodoo Donuts. So I used hashtags that were Voodoo Donuts, which is also in Portland. Portland and Denver, very similar areas that I connect with. Just because of who I am, and like there's a similar vibe to San Luis Obispo from where I lived before, and a similar vibe to Tahoe as well. So think of hashtags outside the box. The other thing you can do is you can go, when you're going to those hashtags, you find people you connect with, like, comment, follow. Then they'll follow you back. If they don't follow you back within a couple days, you want to go and unfollow. So there's a little bit more tracking on Instagram with that. Because you want to write down all the people you followed so that if they didn't follow you back, you can unfollow them. But you can also use, on top of hashtags, you can also use accounts that you really connect with. So there's this figure competitor. I really connect with her, love the stuff that she posts. So I'll go to her account and I'll look at her followers that are commenting on her stuff. And I will go to their pages, like, comment, and follow, because if they're liking her stuff and I like her stuff, we have similar values, similar things, similar ideas that we connect on. So then if they follow me back, I can start building that relationship. We went through starting conversations with new contacts and then inviting people to your challenge group. And I shared with you earlier in this video, in the 30-day action plan, that it's really important. Like 8 out of 20 people are not going to say yes to you. When I was a new coach, my goal was 15 to 20 invites a day, which is about 140 invites a week. I still do that to this day. Like some weeks I want to try to get up to 200 invites a week. And really, guys, 200 invites a week is 30 people a day. And those top coaches, that's what they're doing. They're inviting 30 people a day. Can you just invite 3 people a day? For sure. But if you get to the end of the month and you've invited 84 people total for the month, that's 3 people times 28 days. So I guess there's 30 days. So we'll say 90 days in most months. So you've invited 90 people at the end of the month and you've only had 2 say yes, and you have bigger goals than that, then you need to double your invites to get 4 people to say yes. So that's how you reverse engineer your goals, to know the number that you need to connect with every day based on how many people are going to come back and say yes to you. Next thing on the tracker, follow up with 3 people. Super simple. If somebody tells me yes and then they don't sign up, I'll keep following up with them. Like, hey, are you still interested in getting started in this group? Or I won't ask them if they're still interested. I'll just follow up and say, hey, how's life? I saw your post about your dog. How's your dog doing? And just follow up with them and build a relationship that way before I send the next invite to them. The next thing on the tracker is talk to people about the coach opportunity. One side note, going to go back to the social media post because I shared this with Lonnie and forgot to share it with you guys. On social media, when I post, I want to be posting 2 or 3 times a day, because those people that are liking and commenting on your posts, those are going to be the people that I connect with and invite. And the easiest way to do that is when I'm posting about my workouts. 1, posting about my workouts helps hold me accountable to them. But 2, when I'm posting about my workouts, sorry, 1 second. I need water. I'm sick and it's not going so well. So when I'm posting about my workouts, I'll send a message to those that like my post and say, thank you so much for your support on my fitness journey. Are you on a journey too? Are you on a health journey too? A lot of people are going to say, no, but I want to be. And so then I say, have you ever considered, or like, oh my gosh, girl, that's what I do as a coach. Have you ever considered joining one of my fitness and nutrition groups? Or if they say, yeah, I'm on a journey, I'm like, awesome, tell me about it. What types of workouts do you do? How are your results? Are you loving them? If they're not getting great results, I'm going to ask them, are you open to trying something new? Are you open to trying something new? So have you ever considered joining one of my fitness and nutrition groups? Are you open to trying something new? Now, if they are on a journey and they're loving their results, awesome. I mean, like, oh my goodness, I love that. I love that you're so into fitness and you're so passionate about it. Have you ever considered becoming a coach? Have you ever considered joining my team? So have you ever considered or are you open to something new? Very easy ways to invite. So that's how I go through the coach opportunity is, have you ever considered? That's why the social media posts are so important. That's how all these things work together. It's why you can't skimp on any one area. So when I'm talking to people about the coach opportunity, what I do is sometimes I'll just reach out to people and be like, I love your profile. I love your energy. I love how committed and disciplined you are. Like, you would make an incredible coach. Have you ever considered becoming a coach on my team? Super simple. And if they're like, I haven't, what is it? I'll say, if I sent you over an audio, could you listen to it today or tomorrow? And we could connect on the phone on Thursday or Friday. That's an Eric Worre topic from GoPro. If I, would you? I read GoPro as a brand new coach, and I immediately implemented that in my coaching process, in my coach inviting process. I definitely recommend GoPro. The other thing with inviting to the coaching opportunity is there are a couple things that I see with new coaches or even seasoned coaches is, number one, you either aren't inviting, you're doing everything else and think you should see results. If you're not inviting, you're kind of telling the universe, like, I really don't really care about my results. Basically, I really don't care about helping people. Because if you did care about helping people, you would offer a solution to them. You would invite them. You would get over your damn self, great book, and invite them. And so for me, when I was a new coach, so that was number one. Number one is that people don't invite, they do everything else and then want to see results. Last month, I invited probably 700 people. And guys, divide that by 30. Let me divide that by 30 so you don't get all freaked out. 700 people divided by 30 equals 23 people a day. Not that scary. It was scary when I first started and I was doing that. I was inviting 15 to 20 people a day as a brand new coach, and I was terrified. My heart would race, but I still did it because I knew that if I truly wanted to change someone's life, if I truly cared about helping other people, if I truly cared about bringing them a solution, the fitness and nutrition, and how it had changed my life, then I had to ask. I had to ask them, and I had to ask them with enthusiasm whether they were saying yes or no. So that's the first thing I see coaches mess up is they just don't invite. But next up, they'll invite to challenge groups and they won't invite to coaching. And for me, if you really want to grow this business, you need to be growing your team by 2 to 5 people, 2 to 5 brand new coaches on your team every single month. Coaches are going to quit. People are going to give up. And I've had more coaches quit on me than most people have even signed up on their teams. So it's not that people don't quit. It's that I don't allow other people quitting to stop me from reaching my goals. I don't allow other people's inaction to stop me from taking action. So it's really important that you do that. And then last, recognize the success of 3 people. The success of 3 people can be shouting out a challenger on your Facebook page. That can be one of your social media posts. It can be shouting out a coach on our team and their story on your social media. It can be shouting them out in the team page. Recognize people. That one is so easy for me because I love when people take action. I love when people are accomplishing their goals, when they're helping their first client, their first coach. So these are the things that I cover on my Getting Started Right call. And these are the things that helped me earn my first $70, my first $1,000, my first six figures, my second six figures, my first million, my second million. It's literally the business activity tracker, but I did it more than most people. These activities, 100 new connections, 100 new invites every single week is a minimum for me. And it has been since day one. Day one, when I had no experience, when I was terrified, when my heart was racing, when my pits would get all sweaty and my voice would get high pitched when I was talking to people. But it was super important for me to help more people. So that meant me actually asking more people if I wanted to change my life, if I wanted to create financial freedom and time freedom for myself, for my family, if I wanted to have a bigger impact on other people, I had to get over my damn self and invite more people. So that's what I go through on my Getting Started Right call. These are all the things that I do. These are all the topics. I hope it's helped you guys, and I hope you use it. You all have everything within you to reach your goals and dreams, but a lot of you are mismanaging your mindset. You're not doing your personal development. You're not dream journaling in the morning. You're not focusing on your goals. You're constantly focusing on lack instead of abundance. And so those are things you have to work on if you want to grow and grow into the person that you need to become to help more people, to reach your goals, to create that freedom for your life. And these are the things you need to be doing every day to make that happen. All right, guys, I love you guys so much. And I know that every single one of you can reach whatever your goals are. Earn an extra $1,000 for your month, or $1,000 a month for your family, earn 6 figures, earn 7 figures, whatever that is. It is possible. You have everything within you to make it happen. You have the support of the team. You have the resources. You have to lean in and ask questions. You have to take action. So the only thing stopping you from that is you. The only thing. And you guys can decide to get out of your own way and make it happen. Love you guys.